Supplies all we deserve.
Commander, is there a reason we do not deign to enter through the main gate?
Join our hands in reverent chorus. Console guides us through the night. Greetings, fellow loyal citizen of the Protectorate. It is inconceivable that the Sentinels would allow a hostile into such close proximity to Central. And you did not immediately open fire on me. Well, because I was ordered to, of course. Oh, of course. My mistake. It's obviously because my commander wants it done, and has more important things to attend to personally. Because their superior officer wanted it done? Oh, I believe it's because the Sentinels have taken over many of the duties typically associated with the Arbiters. The Sentinels must not have need of these supplies and didn't want to allow them to fall into enemy hands. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Although, it's not my place to speculate. Our purpose is not to question, but to do. A mind free of thoughts cannot be corrupted. Cadets Oath, Volume 2, Chapter 3, Page 4, Paragraph 7, Line 6.
A right shifty-looking individual, if you ask me.
Unleash my might of
Patience. Still recharging.
your judgment has found.
Target analyzed. In progress.
shall stand against us.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Check your scope for combatant analysis. Stun weapon ready.
You have my thanks and my help.
Feelings about.
Every subject ensures a glorious bounty for
Society demands perfect balance. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry.
stealth, right?
Threat detected.
What in blazes? Where is everyone? This entryway should be teeming with guards.
Attention, IRC staff. Please head inside for an important announcement from the console. Attendance is mandatory.
Announcements are seldom so pressing that everyone must leave their posts. I find myself wary.
Error! Currently performing the tasks of 6 subjects. Active job queue maximum exceeded.
The system abides, and your sovereign provides. Eden's harvests remain bountiful, buoying us into interest far superior to abysmal slurs by our base subjects. Thus shall our prosperity spring out against no form of promise. Now
to an anomalous event. The interstitial hall and exhibition tower is off limits for the foreseeable future to any and all non-essential personnel. All requests to view the prototype rift anomaly modulator are hereby suspended for the time being. Please direct all further queries and study petitions to the lead researcher's office.
Subjects, listen well. Days ago, our beloved sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, submitted himself to mental refreshment to strengthen his resolve for the good of all. At his command, I, Emery Thoreau, now accept the responsibility of shepherding you through these dark times until our sovereign's blessed return. I shall not take this duty lightly, for I address you today not as the consul, nor even as your new leader, which I am, but as a simple man who wants nothing more than to defend his home and his neighbors. But I cannot do it alone. Some may seek to mourn this day,
Impossible.
but it is not time for that.
This must be some kind of ploy on the consul's behalf. I don't believe it.
Wonder how long ago the Order predicted this. Assume the presiding bishop's been keen to the possibility for some time.
Upon you to stand tall with renewed zeal. Together, we will finish our great sovereign's work and purge Arcadia of those who seek to harm us. We shall clench our victory and step into the prosperous future our matriarch promised.
That scum. That miserable scum. To think he would stoop so low as to overthrow the sovereign. I shall not rest until the consul pays for his treachery and Arcadia's rightful ruler is reinstated. Were they still the protectorate, such would be a traitorous aim to entertain. But a protectorate led by the consul is no protectorate at all. I fear how my fellow subjects will respond to this news. I believe that most will remain loyal to the sovereign, but I will need to deal with those who strayed. I shall attend to that matter once it presents itself. I sincerely doubt this is the end of my thoughts related to the matter, but we've wasted enough time with my ruminating. Let us be off.
over. Appears I have ascertained the problem. Better go see. Have the preponderance of caution. The source of the disturbance is known.
Oh, our selfless sovereign, matriarch's mercies. What if something should happen while he is convalescing? Control yourself. It's what the sovereign, what the console commands.
There must be something here. Arbiter, I know I do not have leave to access these security files, but I can assure you, my intentions are in service to the Protectorate.
At ease, subject. I've no business with you.
Then you must be here to finally address my complaints about our head of security. Looking for proof. There was an incident recently, and I believe our head of security is neglecting his duty to investigate. So it is my duty to report him.
Of course. Tell me of these security lapses.
Albin Valancourt is the sentinel charged with supervising this facility and all its researchers. Unfortunately, he's a punitive man who delights in the wretchedness of others. I recommend he be replaced until such time as his behavior has received proper scrutiny and subsequent correction.
I remind you that I am in no way beholden to your recommendations, subject. Whether or not your compatriot receives correction is up to my discretion alone.
Oh, of course. Should you require further data points for your assessment, however, I would most dutifully provide them, including my version of the recent incident. Unless your lamps have oxidized, you must have noticed my arm. I lost it saving the Sovereign from a rift experiment gone wrong. An experiment I was in charge of. Naturally. Valancourt supplied my name for the reports, incriminating me in the eyes of my colleagues. And since he's closed off that wing of the lab, I can't prove my innocence. You try telling the caretaker of worlds what he can and cannot do. Poor Henry. I do hope his refreshment goes expediently. No, but when you work in such close proximity with someone for long enough, certain attachments become almost inevitable. I'd like to think the Sovereign and I bonded, in a way. I understand Henry's obsession with rifts better than anyone else, and I still share his determination to find a solution. As long as the console allows us to continue our work with the rifts, that's what's important. Henry would agree if he were not elsewhere. Coincidence is not causation, I know. But with recent events being what they are, it's difficult not to draw certain unpalatable theories beyond mere incompetence. Sabotage comes foremost to mind, though the perpetrator and purpose remain a mystery. If only Valancourt was not at permanent cross-purposes with me. Suspects? I only began this cerebration mere minutes ago. Until today, assuming one of my staff held malice aforethought toward the Sovereign would have been inconceivable. Much can be said of Valancourt's unsavory character, but a traitor he is not. But if not him, then who? You are in the company of an arbiter, so perhaps you can be trusted. Whatever the cause of the incident, it is my duty as a law-abiding Protectorate subject to gather proof and uncover its cause. Really, Valancourt is forcing my hand here. That is privileged information. No, but they may prevent that future from becoming an inevitability. Back to the topic at hand. Do we have an accord? Or do you intend to make further errors in judgment by rejecting my help? Help you with acquisition? Assuredly not. If, however, in your exploration of the lab, you happen upon the modulator, I surely would not be able to prevent you from seizing it. What I am offering is help afterward. Once you take the prototype, it will set off an immediate lockdown. I can facilitate your exit from the facility, but only if you help me in turn. That modulator will be necessary to unfold the rift and find the evidence I need. And if Valancourt suffers repercussions for its loss, I will count that as an added benefit. The kind that proves I did not dishonor myself by making a mistake, and that the cause of the disaster was due to someone else's malfeasance, deliberate or otherwise. The prototype rift modulator is currently in Interstitial Hall at the top of Exhibition Tower. There's a lift in the next room over that can take you directly there. Once you have the prototype, make your way to Valancourt's quarters. He should have a spare key card that will grant us access to the restricted wing. I'll monitor your progress from here. Be cautious. The guards of this facility will attack anyone unfamiliar to them. But once you have the key card and rift device, reconvene here, and we'll go together to the wing. That is what we've agreed upon, is it not? Valancourt keeps all of the items he confiscates from the staff in a locked closet in his quarters. There may be something pertaining to the investigation within. I've already shared more with you than I ought have, but go ahead. That's an ugly way to describe a legitimate transfer of power. And if you're trying to bait me into expressing an opinion of my superiors, I assure you I will not. A technicality. He's inferior in every way that matters. The Interstitial Reconfiguration Center was created to continue researching into rifts, following a significant setback to our studies elsewhere. How do you know about that? That disaster and its link to the death of the Sovereign's family was not made public. No one outside of this facility is supposed to know of it. Regardless, even though Horizon Point's destruction did impede our progress for a time, we learned from it as well. We're now able to generate rifts safely within containment. Or, we were. Due to the exacerbation of the greater rift recently, these lesser rifts became less stable. Some breaking containment or spawning outside of it altogether. In public, Henry has adopted the affectations of his father. In private, he is much more personable, though meddlesome too. Always wanting to be involved in the experiments. He becomes most animated when we discuss how matter might be reconstituted from the rifts. What was lost somehow returned. You could say he has a vested interest. He and the consul wore coats cut from the same stern cloth. Henry has never quite matched either of them, in terms of temperament or severity. His motivations are personal. All I am willing to say is that he is a man who loved his family very much, and would move planets to see them again.
Threat detected.
Patriarch's pride. We can't be expected to sleep in these conditions.
Better than bivouacking on Cloister. Now the toe's missing his testament.
Trust the plan. Serve set. Stay in the system. Serve the plan.
Combat probable.
Better take a gander. in order.
A perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Perfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry.
Inquest complete.
Back to my post.
How long has the weapon been sitting inside that rift now? An hour? 2?
I thought you were keeping time.
One rift anomaly modulator, as requested.
Seems suspect to me.
To the unsubtle thief. Yes, you with the rift modulator. I've made the intercom available to you. Avail yourself of it. It's not every day that someone is fool enough to break into the Interstitial Reconfiguration Center, aided and abetted by one of our very own arbiters, no less. I'd be obliged if you would regale me with the tale of how you managed to get this far. A crude assessment and utterly untrue. I am perfectly accommodating to non-incompetence. I suspect you did not reach here unaided. So who was it? Which one of my undutiful brain boxes helped sponsor this little pilferage? Act glib if you like. All you've done is illustrate the need for more invasive auditing of my personnel. I'll be sure to inform them of your role in that unpleasantness. Well, there will be time to scrutinize every angle of this breach at a later date, once I have dealt with you. I could also reduce you to a state of quivering agony, begging for death. And that would be a lot more enjoyable for me, if I'm being candid. No matter. I will await you in the hangar, where bullets may fly more freely than words, if you survive that long.
Unfriendly nearby.
The console provides
As of this morning's demonstration, we have finally proven my central thesis. Matter within the rifts is not permanently destroyed. Broken down into pure information. This confirms many of our theories about the rift to an overwhelming degree, including the potential to restore this information, albeit imperfectly. I expect the Sovereign will be most pleased. I'm scheduled to meet with him later today to discuss my findings more in depth. Note to self, impress upon the Sovereign the risks of this research, lest he insist on attending the next demonstration. I surely cannot rely on Valancourt to do his actual job.
society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry.
Hostile in proximity.
Especially perturbed. Falling, prance, and shimmy to your heart's reasonable abandon?
No, that's only for celebrating the downfall of our enemies. Distemperament can hide in plain sight.
All it took was some light instruction and a restorative cocktail.
Comparing pitchball cards. He was so excited about you having that vintage foil of his favorite sovereign slugger.
That was ages ago. I'm a Protectors of Piety fan now.
Isn't that the console's favorite team?
Prudence dictates we
all disruptive influences.
Formal audit of the grounds. Brings their intentions untoward.
Miranda would have been 17 today. I can scarce imagine her. My little son. Nearly a woman grown. Will she recognize her father, I wonder? After all he has done to bring her back, will she gaze upon him with pride? Happiest of returns, Miranda. I trust this year to be the last one we share apart.
The Sovereign's own quarters. I am in awe. Any detritus you may see is most assuredly part of his great plans.
Don't be reluctant to unfold any rifts you come across using the modulator. They may eject something useful to you.
Good decision to disable these machines. There is no glory to be found fighting constructs.
I admit an intense curiosity to find out what's inside that peculiar-looking rift.
I want them. Do you suppose there's been another incident? Like the one with the Sovereign?
No. It seems we may have been intruded upon during the Consul's announcement. I heard it from one of Valancourt's men. An outsider, apparently. Violent.
How ghastly. Well, Valancourt no doubt has it in hand. Perhaps this will take some of his edge off and he'll let us alone after.
A hypothesis that does not hold much water, I fear.
The console provides, the system abides.
Enemy moving into
Our researchers have everything well in hand.
Didn't one just lose an arm not a month or so ago? Never more content. Never more content.
This office is more immaculate than my quarters. I have found that the tidiest spaces often last finished.
Plan, preserve set. System, preserve the soft.
You have been my family's wise counselor for more years than I have drawn breath, Emery. But that does not grant you the right to challenge my will.
Why, I challenge nothing. I simply offer guidance where I may. I've neither the wish nor the strength to usurp your authority.
I know you have designs on my rift research. What I cannot understand is what you intend to do with it. What exactly are you plotting?
Suspicion is unbecoming, Henry. And restoring Arcadia to resplendence is my sole aim, as it should be yours. Yet you remain intent to use the rift for the most tenuous of means.
You forget yourself, Consul. Pray, I do not forget all the loyal service you have given me, or you might lose more than just your standing in my affections.
Shouldn't we warn those soldiers not to stand so close to our experiment? No greater teacher than experience.
With some light instruction and a restorative cocktail to embrace my imperfection. Huh? All subjects under the guidance of our...
Standing by to supply.
Taking cover.
Locking them down. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Do not refuse medical support.
Dawdling around again.
None shall stand against us!
Eviction or euthanasia? Their choice.
There you
No trace of them!
Aborting search.
Right, back to it.
Having that device nabbed on his watch nigh guarantees Valancourt a long stay and mental refreshment, if he is not subjected to swift and fitting arbitration first.
Should he ever amass the courage to confront me in the flesh, I shall deal with him as I see fit.
Of course. An arbiter's judgment is always sound. I've already shared more with you than I ought have, but go ahead. I'd theorized long exposure to a rift might result in severe variance to weaponry. Well, you are welcome to it. Being proven right is its own pleasure. What? If that's true, we must act quickly. Anything on his terminal cannot be relied upon for long. We need proof we can hold in our hands. I'll lead us to the restricted wing now. Once there, reopen the rift using the modulator so we can begin searching for more irrefutable proof.
Huh? Where are the
Enemy in vicinity.
Initiating.
There's the sorry excuse of interstitial reconfigurating matter that claimed my arm. Let's open the hood, shall we? Rifts reconstitute matter in an imprecise manner, but use your imagination to conjure the original scene that could lead us to the evidence we need. You've discovered something? I had heard rumors of the Sovereign's diminished popularity since the war began, but I scarcely trusted their veracity. That any subject should commit such an abominable offense against the Matriarch's own blood? It is nigh impossible to fathom. Did you uncover anything else? How did this go unnoticed during final checks? This is surely why the rift destabilized on us. I think I'm beginning to understand exactly what happened here. But if you have any additional points of data, please share them. I knew it! I am absolved. And yet, I cannot possibly imagine what would have possessed him to deliberately endanger the Sovereign's life. It's unconscionable. I would characterize Valancourt as many vile and unmentionable things, but a traitor? No. The man cannot defecate without humming a Protectorate anthem. For all the time I've spent trying to unsnarl Valancourt's mercurial behavior, it seems there was yet more I did not know about him. You've provided more evidence than I could have hoped for. Thank you. Valancourt must have sought to curry favor with the Consul by eliminating the Sovereign and making space for the Consul to step into power. He sabotaged the machine, hoping the Rift would perform his dirty work for him, and left me to suffer the repercussions. Chief Valancourt is an obvious threat to the values we hold so dear, and thus a traitor to this great Protectorate. Do you not agree, Arbiter?
This evidence is insurmountable. Valancourt must answer for his crimes.
Then let us go and confront him, now. I'm no longer willing to wait for the arc of justice to bend in my favor. Valancourt needs to die for what he's done. If I distract him, can I count on you to do the rest? The kind that buys you time to do what you need to. If we can find a way to isolate Valancourt from his forces, he will be much easier to deal with. He wouldn't dare. I've devoted more hours to studying rifts than almost anyone living. And since the Order abandoned us, the Protectorate does not have minds like mine to spare.
Hold on now. The Order hardly abandoned the Protectorate. You Yaysayers attempted to assassinate our presiding bishop. That's not even mentioning your meddling with the rifts.
Nevertheless, we have gotten off topic. Trust me, I know Valancourt. This will work. Thank you. It's been maddening to go unbelieved for so long about the vileness hiding in his heart. Every complaint vanishing into the void. But now, to the matter at hand. I'll go first, follow behind, but not too closely. We don't want him to see you. If you can reach the back of the hangar stealthily, there's a ladder up to some turrets, which you can deploy against Valancourt. Careful not to turn them on me, too. I'll keep Valancourt talking so that you can get a good angle on him. But his patience isn't limitless, so be swift. Attack when ready. No need to wait for a signal from me. Oh, and there's also a rift in the hangar. An experimental byproduct, as it were. I would avoid interacting with it, lest you alert Valancourt to our ploy. Oh.
Dr. Hurley, pleasant as I find your company, I must ask you to vacate the area at once. I'm preparing our defenses against an intruder.
Cold pleasantries, Valancourt. I know you sabotaged the experiment that nearly killed me and the Sovereign. I have the proof.
Calm yourself, Doctor. Such a belligerent tone is unbecoming from one of you.
Calm down, you traitorous worm. Someone, either you or acting under your orders, deliberately removed a vital part from the rift generator, ensuring a catastrophic failure. I've seen this sabotage myself.
For you to have discovered that, you'd have needed to reopen the rift. Ah, you're collaborating with the thief, aren't you? Oh, Doctor, big mistake.
I'm going to report you to Central Control. The Sentinels should know one of their own has gone rogue.
Oh, shall I quake and quiver? Your threats are wasted air.
Yeah!
We Sentinels are now empowered to act extrajudiciously. I was merely taking initiative. It matters not if the console failed to recognize my foresight at the time. All came to right in the end, now that simpleton Varric is off the throne. You've turned into such a disappointment, Sophia. First, you blunder my perfect plan with your disgusting heroism. And now you conspire with outsiders.
That outsider barely needed my help. Of the two of us, clearly it is you whose job efficacy has most deteriorated.
Bold of you to assume I don't have everything under control. Or did you think I hadn't cottoned on to this obvious distraction?
Distraction? I don't know what—
You'll die. Guards, either this intruder with extreme prejudice.
Assist me, will you?
Check your torpificator with ready status.
I will.
Make them ready. Torpification. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Suture me up. Would improve your odds. Thank you, dear. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
You have my thanks. Beg your patience. Lethal measures at the ready, Commander.
Thus always to traitors. Morale will certainly improve in the lab now, I should think, provided Valancourt's replacement is not also an absolute pilgarlic.
If Valancourt's replacement is anything other than routinely amiable, I shall return and bludgeon them within an inch of their life. Mark my words.
I had prepared this trauma kit, but obviously that turned out to be an unnecessary precaution. Please, take it with my gratitude. Have no fear. No evidence of our little collaboration will survive. I'll see to it.
Now that you have the rift modulator, any previously inaccessible rifts could be worth revisiting. Rifts may contain useful equipment and resources. However, due to the chaotic nature of reconstitution, some creative problem solving may be required in reaching them.
shall charge!
Negative. Recharge incomplete. If I could, but alas, it's not charged. a Sprat wore trousers, would it wear them on its rear half or over each of its legs?
What? What nonsense are you speaking? Why ever would a Sprat wear pants?
That was a common order brain teaser, but I see it was beyond you. Let me ask you another. Why do I bother spending time with you?
Standing by to stupefy. Locking them.
Vulnerabilities identified.
I despise asking for it. And yet
Combatant scanned. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Torpificator is charged. Taking the fight out of them.
you have my thanks and my hammer.
Can't be too far, I bet. Forever vigilant. What kind of tomfoolery is this? Giving chase. Come on out. I give you my word. We can resolve this like decent people. To what ends do you endeavor?
Shall stand a malefactor ahead.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Focusing sensors.
Despite your advanced age and apparent frailty, I note you to be remarkably robust.
Thank you, dear. Despite your apparent incredible stupidity, I find you only mostly stupid.
No need to spit venom. The old and the infirm are typically granted passive roles, if any roles at all, within Protectorate society for a reason.
I have no interest in passivity. At my death, they shall find me with a book in one hand and my pistol still ready in the other.
Invasive element! Seeking cover! predicted. They covet our due bounty. Tensions built war. Lollygag.
Prosecuting!
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Your vitals look grim, Commander.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified and ready.
Ready to dispense judgment!
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. On their weaknesses. Stun weapon ready, Commander. Back and scan. But not possible unless you help me first. Thank you, dear. Still recharging. Mitigating the threat. scopes for combatant analysis.
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Combatant scanned. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Torpificator at ready status.
Boy, damn these monsters! And these cowards won't even fight us face to face. Withdraw. I mean, strategically relocate.
Come on, then.
Fortification. Target analyzed. Lay down.
amplification to finish recharging them, locking them down.
Adversary
Salutations. What's this?
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
By law, you've done it. I cannot lie. My math placed the odds of your survival at 0.00343%. But your reputation indicates that you reliably beat the odds. So why am I surprised? Unfortunately, I am limited in forms of compensation. However, I've refined the schematics so they may be constructed with your own rudimentary tools. I trust that you will find wonderful methods of deployment that will manipulate every equation to your favor.